Hey, I think we're live. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Okay. Yeah, there is broad rotation near Rush Springs. It could produce a tornado, but I'm not expecting it to produce right now. Looks like hail is probably the main threat right now with that one. Earlier we did have a tornado warning in New York. I believe it was from the northern cell. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Right now there is no tornado warnings. Right now my main concern is probably the Northeast. Mainly because they are in a tornado watch with 5% tornado probabilities. Yeah, definitely looking like some pretty damaging winds. Yeah, nothing too much going on right now, except for damaging wind gusts and very large hail. Oh, that's not a good time for the Boston radar to go down. Okay, they canceled the southern severe thunderstorm warning in New York. Right now there are no tornado warnings in effect, but there could be soon. This big cluster of storms are producing very large hail. Yeah, ping pong ball sized hail in Texas right here. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in northeastern New Mexico that we can barely see here. Looks like it's probably hail related. Yeah, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Oh, they reissued the southern one. Okay. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, penny-sized hail. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter-sized hail. Right now, New York and other parts of the Northeast and New England are under a tornado watch right now, so tornadoes will be possible. The watch does expire at 10 p.m. There are some severe thunderstorm warnings in Oklahoma. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. My two main concerns right now are probably the Texas storms here, mainly for very large hail, and the Northeast over here for tornadoes and damaging wind gusts. And if you just arrived, we're going over live coverage for the severe weather potential outbreak that will be happening today and right now. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and like the stream. Definitely a lot of flash flood warnings right now for a lot of places. Hello, Jefferson. Yeah, right now it looks like these storms are moving very slow in Texas. Let's see a warning, see what that says. Yeah, moving 20 miles an hour for the ones in Texas. And the ones in southern Oklahoma are also moving very slow. So if they are producing hail, they'll be producing hail for a long time. They are moving 15 miles per hour. So that is a concern, especially hail-wise, where vehicles may get extensive damage. Yeah, there is a flash flood warning for western Arkansas right now. It says expected rainfall 1 to 2 inches in 1 hour. Do you mean McKinney, Texas? If you're talking about McKinney, Texas, you could see some severe thunderstorms today, but the chances for tornadoes, I believe, are low. So right now you're not expected to receive any tornadoes, but that can change. I think you might be under a slight or enhanced risk right now. Yeah, you are in a slight risk with no tornado percentage right now. So you are not expected to receive any tornadoes, but hail and damaging winds will be your main threat. If you just joined the stream, please subscribe and like the stream. The more people that view this, the more people that are aware of what's happening right now. Northwestern Arkansas. Right now I'm not seeing anything severe. Looks like mostly rain. Yeah, people in Texas and Oklahoma could see 65 to 70 mile an hour wind gusts. And people in New England could see 70 to 75 mile an hour wind gusts. Yeah, McKinney, Texas, expected about 60 to 70 mile an hour wind. Oh, new tornado warning. Southern New York. Take cover if you live in the path of this. Does look like some pretty broad rotation right here, but it's not looking too major right now. But take cover if you live in the path of this tornado warning, especially if you live in Walton. Jefferson, I believe your percentage for severe weather. You are not in any tornado risk right now. You are in a 5% wind and a 5% hail. So you could see some isolated large hail and damaging wind gusts. So the possible tornado in New York right now is right here, headed towards Walton. Looks very weak. So we'll have to see what that does. I believe this is our second or third tornado warning of the day in New York. Yeah, it looks really weak, but It's still a tornado warning. Right there is the tornado headed towards Walton. Yeah. Walton, take cover. A possible tornado may hit you shortly, if not already currently right now. Rotation looks extremely weak, but still a tornado warning. It is radar indicated, not confirmed, but still go into your basements. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in western Arkansas. Looks hail related. This is saying 2-inch hail, and the warning is saying 1-inch hail. So 1 to 2-inch hail for western Arkansas right now. Let's go back to the tornado warning here. Right now it's not looking like this one is producing any hail. It could be producing small hail, especially where the tornado may be. I believe it's probably going to be penny-sized, yeah. About penny-sized hail. No other tornado warnings, this is just one currently. There are some 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts right now in Texas. In these very slow-moving storms. With 2-inch hail too, which that's dangerous. 2-inch hail can cause damage and potential injuries. 4:35, we have a flood report. Multiple area flooding. And there is a flash flood warning for that area. Flash flood observed. Okay, severe thunderstorm warning was extended for New York going towards Vermont. The warning says 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So take cover. And we can quickly look at the lightning map. And go into New York. If the image will actually load. Which I don't think it is. But you can see all the yellow and brown dots were lightning strikes from the past half hour. So lightning, it doesn't look like it's very frequent, but you could definitely see a couple lightning strikes here and there. And we do have frequent lightning in Texas. The tornado warning in New York is still going on, and the severe thunderstorm warning was updated with 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It's hard to tell if a tornado may still be on the ground, if it even touched the ground in the first place. But it's definitely possible, maybe around here, just east of Walton. So, possible tornado may still be on the ground. Tornadoes are not expected in McKinney, but it could be a good idea to go to your grandpa's house, just in case something does happen. But right now, tornadoes are not expected for you. at this time. I'm expecting the National Weather Service to update this tornado warning soon. We also do have a potential subtropical storm forming in the Atlantic by this weekend, so that'll be something to watch out for. It is not expected to make landfall in the United States, though. Right now, my main concern is going to be New York. Yeah, there may still be a tornado on the ground, but I'm not really seeing much right now. And to be fair, this didn't update since 4:42, so yeah, there could definitely be a tornado on the ground, but it's looking very weak. Yeah, it doesn't look good. There's tornado and severe thunderstorm watches issued in a lot of places. We do see a little pocket of 77 to 75 mile an hour wind gusts in southern New York. The warning, I believe, is for 70 mile an hour, or 60. Well, that's an understatement. So 70 mile an hour wind gusts here, just east of Walton. Okay, a severe thunderstorm warning was issued near Albany. I believe it is for damaging winds. Yeah, 60 mile an hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. Damaging winds and reports of trees down, you should email your local National Weather Service, or if you're a storm spotter, report it. I'm still waiting for that tornado warning to update or get canceled. We'll quickly check back towards Texas. Yeah, it looks like very large hail and damaging winds. Yeah, there is a lot going on right now. And yeah, it is still pretty weak, from what I can tell. Okay, they did update the tornado warning. The possible tornado is right here. The tornado keeps the radar indicated tag. So take cover if you live in the path of this. Definitely a possible tornado on the ground. But it does look very weak. Rotation definitely looks stronger at this radar, but I'm going to stick with this one. There's still nothing too much going on right now. Yeah, this setup is very similar to 2 years ago, including the outlook. Let's just quickly see if there's any storm spotters in the area. There is one south of the tornado warning. All the red dots are current storm spotters and where they are. Most of them are over here in Texas and Oklahoma. Yeah, there could be a tornado on the ground. It's not looking likely, but there could be still. Severe thunderstorm warning extension. Tornado possible, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts for New York. If you're new to the stream or just got here, please like it, subscribe. I appreciate it. We could probably try to get this out to more people so other people are aware of what's going on right now. So it looks like the squall line is really starting to set up in New York to give very damaging wind gusts to a lot of people. I guess you could consider Arkansas Tornado Alley. I think they are. Not 100% sure though. Yeah, I think Arkansas is part of it. Yeah, it does look like there is one north of the tornado warning storm. Well, this section looks a little nasty. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, but I suspect that number is higher. These storms in Texas, Oklahoma are moving really slow, so I'll be checking up on them less unless a tornado warning is issued. But these storms towards New England are moving faster. Yeah, 55 miles an hour. Take cover if you are in any severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings right now. I'm getting word that they extended the tornado watch for Litchfield County, which I believe is this county right here in Connecticut. Yeah, this is radar scope. It does cost money, and it costs more money to upgrade if you want to see other stuff like lightning. Yeah, definitely looks like the tornado warning will get canceled. But still stay in your basements until it does get canceled. Share this stream with your friends and family if they live in the path of any of these storms that are happening right now. So yeah, it does look like the tornado warning may end up getting canceled. Storms are about to push towards Albany, which is a major city. So if you live in Albany, take shelter. Damaging winds may affect you within the next hour or so. Probably less than an hour. Yeah, they're probably going to end up canceling that tornado warning. We'll briefly check back on Texas. Looks like it's mostly hail there. Yeah, 1-inch hail, 2-inch hail. Moving very slow, as I said earlier. So expect hail damage if you live in Oklahoma or Texas, and expect wind damage if you live in New England. So right now, nothing too much is happening. Yeah, there is lime to golf ball sized hail in Texas and Oklahoma. But right now I'm mainly concerned about the Northeast tornado-wise. And it does look like very broad rotation. I don't have any reason to believe that there is anything on the ground right now. But there is some broad rotation. They could cancel it or extend it, but I think they might cancel that tornado warning. Hello, Braden. Thanks. I try to put out the best content I can. Right now, these storms in the Northeast are moving into a little bit of an unfavorable environment for tornadoes. So there may be less tornadoes than expected in the Northeast, mainly due to bad storm mode. Yeah, take cover if you live in Texas, or any storms are moving through in Texas. They're producing very large hail, along with some damaging winds, but very large hail is the main concern right now. Some of the warnings do say up to lime-sized hail. The tornado warning did continue, but we have to wait for it to update on my map. He's still stuck with radar indicated, and it's really small. It's like around here. Come on, tornado warning, just update. There we go. Yeah, if there were to be any tornado on the ground, it would probably be right here. But as I said, I am anticipating that they do cancel this tornado warning within 10 minutes, unless it can get back together again. If you are new to the stream, please like, subscribe to my channel, it means a lot. And share this with friends and family or on social media. And we can get as much word out as possible about these potential severe storms. Now, it looks like there's a possible tornado right there, but I doubt it is on the ground. North of Albany. It looks like there may be some large hail. Oh yeah, definitely. Right here and here. So if you live in Victory or anywhere in the path of these storms here, north of Albany, you can expect some very large hail, potentially up to 2 inches, potentially. We could probably look back at the lightning map. You can see all those red dots and brown dots are lightning strikes within the area in the last 30 minutes. Lightning is looking the most frequent in Texas, and in the Northeast doesn't look like too much of a threat for lightning, but you can expect some thunder and some lightning in the Northeast. And again, I do expect them to cancel that tornado warning soon unless it can get back together again. We could probably see maybe another brief weak tornado or two in the Northeast, embedded with one of the squall lines. But I'm not expecting anything crazy right now. They did update the severe thunderstorm warning for the southern part of the line. Tornado possible, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Hail doesn't look like a threat, but definitely does look like there are some damaging wind gusts moving in, 60 to 65 miles an hour. Yeah, I do think they will cancel the tornado warning. A lot of people are under flash flood watches and flash flood warnings because they got a whole bunch of rain. A lot of people got a whole bunch of rain. And I think it was in central or northern Illinois, I saw reports of like houses underwater. Not completely underwater, but like under 6 inches of water, I think. If you are new to the stream, make sure to subscribe, like the stream, share it with your friends and family. They did cancel the tornado warning in southern New York, so yeah, storms in Texas are very slow moving, but the quicker paced ones are in New England. Well, that's a lot of rain. And we do have a flash flood warning for Cleveland, Ohio, which is a major city. 1 to 2 inches of rainfall in 1 hour, so that could be a problem. Wrong one. Storm total accumulation. Right now it looks like 1 to 1.5 inches in northern Ohio. Yeah. And in the Northeast, it looks like they got some little areas of over 1 inch. And in Texas, some areas are getting 5 inches, potentially, that explains the flash flood warning right there. With some other areas of over 3 inches, which is impressive. Since 8:56 a.m., so wow. In Arkansas, since 2:50 a.m., it does look like potentially 4 inches, but up here, 6 inches. This is not a good time for the Boston radar to go down. So that's no good. No tornado warnings anywhere else yet. If we look at probabilities, right now we do have 2 enhanced risk right now. It just updates at like 7:55 to 8 p.m. Central Time is when I'll get the updated one. This is tornado probabilities right now, hail probabilities, and wind probabilities. And tomorrow, severe weather is expected to remain isolated in the Midwest and plains. We do have a small 2% tornado region in Iowa and Illinois, and the others are hail and wind. Then day 3, we have a larger marginal risk for parts of the Ohio Valley. I do think this could potentially be upgraded to a slight risk, but there is a chance that it will not. There is a special marine warning down by Miami, probably for wind gusts. There is a tropical storm. There's potential subtropical storm that may be forming off of Florida within the next couple of days. Right now, the National Hurricane Center does have red highlighted with both 80% chances for formation. And the next update will be issued around 8 p.m. or earlier. I know I said this a lot earlier, but if you haven't already, please subscribe and like the video and share this with friends and family. It'll mean a lot. Going back to Texas, it does look like hail is pretty bad, especially with these storms right here. I think I had 2.5 inches, yeah. 2.5 inch hail possible right there. Specifically here, around that area. So yeah, definitely watch out and park your cars inside if you're expected to get hail. Yeah, 2-inch hail, which I believe is lime sized. We have overlapping severe thunderstorm warnings over here in Oklahoma. Looks hail related, yeah, 1.5 inch hail, with potentially some damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. Storms are continuing to push through. My main concern right now is this one north of Albany, where the severe thunderstorm warning states 70 mile an hour wind gusts and 1 inch hail. Differential phase, kind of hard to explain, but I'll try my best. It's kind of a way you can see hail. I think I can look it up right here. User's guide. Oh, hold on. Before we get into that, new tornado warning. Northern New York, take cover if you live in the path of the storm. Looks like Salem might take a direct hit from this possible tornado. It is radar indicated, not confirmed. Tornado looks to be around right here. and not seeing any signs of debris. But as I was saying with the differential phase, if you look here, if I can find it, I'm awful at finding settings. Differential phase, if you want, you can pause the live stream or something to read this really quick. It can typically show heavy rain or hail. It's usually hail. It could also be ice too, but I highly doubt it's ice right now. My attention is now on the northern south in New York. Manchester may get hit. Manchester, Vermont, yeah. If the tornado can last that long. But again, I'm not seeing any signs of debris as it's a little messy, but tornado is right around here. But again, it is not confirmed. Not a confirmed tornado. So we'll have to watch this very closely. I want the velocity to update, so if we can see any updated rotation. Yeah, you can hear thunder and no rain. You can hear thunder from I think 50 miles away or something. I forget the exact number. Let's see if there's any spotters. The rotation is okay right around here. I'd believe it if I saw there was a tornado. There are 3 spotters near here, but not in the direct path of it, so we can't really get much of a confirmation. I do expect the severe thunderstorm warnings to get extended over there for the damaging winds. Kind of mad that the Boston radar went down. That really sucks. Because when storms move into Boston, we won't have too clear a view anymore. If you are new to the stream, please subscribe, like, share this with friends and family. People would probably like to know that there's severe storms heading their way if they live in any of these areas. We'll see if there's any lightning at this storm. Yeah, there's some lightning, but nothing impressive with a tornado warning storm. Hail does look like it's about 1 inch. With the bulk of the hail around this area, north of Cambridge. I want the rotation, the velocity to update again. I think they extended the severe thunderstorm warning. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. But right now we'll be watching this tornado warning in northern New York into Vermont. I believe we hit 320 subscribers earlier today, which is great. It's a great goal. Milestone, I mean. I'd like to reach 500 subscribers before the end of 2020, which I think I could probably make it to 500 by then, but right now nothing too crazy is going on besides that tornado warning. I'm not seeing anything that would make me believe that there is a confirmed tornado on the ground, as rotation is pretty broad. The tornado does look like it's about to hit Salem soon. If there is a tornado. So get in your basements. There is a tornado warning if you live in Salem or Manchester, Vermont. Yep, so far we checked 2 tornado warnings, this one and one previously, but I believe there was 1 or 2 more before I started live streaming. Yeah, these storms look pretty messy. Albany is now under a severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. It's about to go over the radar site, so we're not going to get too clear view as it goes over the radar site. But damaging winds up to 60 to 65 miles an hour are definitely possible in Albany and areas around Albany. And back in Texas, where the storms are moving slower than turtles. Okay, looks like that radar is down by 12 minutes. That's unfortunate. Does look like large hail is the main threat, with potentially 1 to 2 inch hail. As before, those storms are really moving slow. These storms in New England are moving about 50 to 55 miles an hour right now. So within an hour, these storms in Albany will reach Massachusetts within an hour. The storms in New England are expected to start dying off around 10 p.m., which is when the tornado watch does expire. And storms in Texas and Oklahoma around the same time, I think. I have to check. Yeah, the watch expires at 10 p.m., so it's the same story for that. Same timing. But we do have a slight risk for the high plains, Nebraska, Colorado. However, they haven't issued a mesoscale discussion yet, and I think that's going to be overnight, so we're not going to catch that on a live stream. Going back to a tornado warning. Rotation is broad. Are you talking about the ones in Texas that may become a line? If you are talking about Texas becoming a line, it's possible. Before 10 p.m. Models do show that potentially happening. If you are new to the stream, please subscribe, like the video. It'll mean a lot. We want to get this out to as many people as possible. Severe thunderstorm warning was extended for much of southern Vermont, with 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. We even do have a tornado going over Salem, headed towards Manchester, Vermont. Yeah, I do have 13 to 14 people watching, which is great, because a lot of people are getting this information. Keeps going up and down. So my main concern for the Northeast is damaging wind gusts, potentially 70 miles an hour, with isolated tornadoes possible, expected to be weak. And my main concern for Texas, Oklahoma is very large hail, potentially damaging winds, and we can't rule out a tornado or two. I'm going to see if there's anything online about this tornado, which I doubt. Any confirmation, I mean, online. Tornado warning does continue. I haven't updated it on this map yet. Okay, there we go. Including Salem into Manchester. Still radar indicated with quarter-sized hail possible. A new mesoscale discussion was just issued. If I can pull it up. If I'm able to pull it up. Which I don't know if I can. Yeah, something is not right. This is for Texas. The severe thunderstorm watch in southern Texas. Severe threat will likely continue to increase late this afternoon into the evening across west central and northwest Texas. Large hail and wind damage will be the primary threats. So they will form into a line sometime later this afternoon and evening. We may be getting some potentially 70 to 75 mile an hour wind gusts northeast of Cambridge or northwest of Arlington. Not tornado related, just straight line winds. May 16th. Tomorrow, I think it will stay marginal for everybody. I do think there's a chance for a slight risk, mainly towards Texas, but I don't think that will happen. But we do have a 2% tornado risk in the southern Great Lakes in Iowa and Illinois. Yeah, it looks like they'll probably end up canceling this tornado warning as well. Probably. Unless it can strengthen again. Yeah, rotation looking very broad. It's possible. Yeah, storms in Texas do seem to be weakening short term, but then they'll likely re-strengthen again when they form into a line. Yeah, if you live in Vermont in this area, take cover. Damaging winds 70 to 75 miles an hour are possible, along with a possible tornado. I do think they'll cancel the tornado warning, but not confirmed yet. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think there is a tornado. Oh, it just updated. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that screams tornado, but still stay in your basements until the warning is canceled. A new flash flood warning was issued for Texas in the cities of Garden City, Stiles, Forson, I think is here. Yeah, this one right here. Radar indicated. We'll see if that's actually true or not. Damaging winds north of that, though, potentially up to 70 miles an hour. I mean, I'm not seeing much, but rain's definitely accumulating. The storm's continuing to move along in New England, where we do have a tornado watch. I don't know how long I'll live stream for. Depends on how things go. I will have to end this eventually. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them cancel that tornado warning. Okay, we have a tornado warning in El Dorado, Goodlet, Texas, with 70 mile an hour winds and baseball-sized hail, if I can find those cities. Looks like it's right here, I believe. I believe this is it. Yep, 2.75 inch hail, 70 mile an hour winds. Take cover if you live in the path of the storm. It is moving 5 miles an hour. 5 to 10 miles an hour it's moving. So you're going to have a good couple tens of minutes worth of baseball-sized hail if this thing keeps up. Looks like it's in the northern part though, but still take cover. Large hail is no joke. When were these comments made? 5:25, 5:21. A spotter's reporting hail. Yeah, I can't believe how slow these storms are moving down here. Let's check back on this tornado warning, which I believe is about to expire or cancel. Yeah, if you live in Albany, right here in this line, looks to be the most dangerous to me right now, with potential widespread 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Yeah, I believe they'll let that tornado warning expire. If you are new to the stream, please subscribe, like the video. It'll mean a lot. I don't know when I'll upload my next actual video, because severe weather is probably going to be on the downside for the next couple days, below average. But that doesn't mean there won't be severe weather though, so we'll have to see. One event I am watching is going to be around May 20th to 24th, where we could see some severe weather across a lot of the region, a lot of the United States, but models are still trying to figure that out right now. Yeah, it looks like straight line winds, damaging straight line winds in Albany, 70 miles an hour. 60 to 70 miles an hour. I think they are going to cancel that tornado warning very shortly. We're probably just going to watch this until something more exciting happens. Feel free to ask me any questions if you want while we wait. I'll be paying attention to Twitter and the National Weather Service severe thunderstorm so I don't miss anything. And in case you guys don't know, I do not plan on live streaming every single severe event. I'll probably only live stream the more major ones. And this tornado warning has 2 more minutes to expire in New York and Vermont. We'll check back on the big hailer. Are those spotty reports just happen? No, they did not. Okay. Hail does look like it calmed down a little bit, but still over 2 inches. So potentially up to baseball-sized hail still. The line of storms continue to push through the northeast. This one is the one I'm most concerned about right here. I believe the severe thunderstorm warning was just issued. Yep, there it is. Right here in southern New York. Tornado possible, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, penny-sized hail. So a tornado may be possible down here. But I'm not seeing much right now that would scream tornado. So be on the lookout if you live in the Northeast for possible additional tornadoes. That new severe thunderstorm warning down here is affecting 135,000 people. And that tornado warning is expired. I don't know why it's still there, but it is expired. Let's see if this will help. No. So it looks like we're just going to have to deal with looking at that, I guess. Okay, they did delete it. So there is no more tornado warning, but still be on the lookout for a possible tornado. I don't know how much longer I'll live stream for. Severe thunderstorm warnings continuing in Texas. Mainly damaging winds and large hail the main threat. Damaging winds 60 miles an hour and hail up to lime size in much of the region. Right now, my main concern with New England is this northern portion of the storm here. That is moving east. Severe thunderstorm warning in northern Vermont was just issued. I don't know if we'll see it right now. North central Vermont, I should say. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, penny-sized hail with a tornado possible. Oh, that's the worst radar image I've ever seen right there. Wonder what happened there. I don't think we'll be able to see too clear of a view with this one. Yeah, you can see it is right here. Yeah, it definitely looks like there are some damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour in that one. But unfortunately, we can't get a super clear view of it. Severe thunderstorm warning in Massachusetts was just issued. 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. Depending on how things go tomorrow, we could see tomorrow get upgraded to a slight risk for severe weather. As models do show a potential linear development of storms. Severe thunderstorm warning in southern Vermont and parts of New Hampshire there. Tornado possible with 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and a small part of northwestern Massachusetts is in that. But as I said, the short-term threat I'm most concerned about is right here, which does appear to be weakening a little bit, but still should still watch out for. Otherwise, nothing major, too major is happening right now. Where I think has the most tornado potential at this time would probably be somewhere within this region, is where we might see another weak tornado. So we'll have to wait and find out. More severe thunderstorm warnings, including Massachusetts, with 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail, as storms start pushing through northern Massachusetts. And briefly going back to Texas really quick, this large hailer is still producing 2-inch hail. And there may be some very weak rotation with that one, but otherwise I'm not really expecting a tornado. Otherwise it looks like it's mainly going to be damaging winds. I'm not too happy with the Boston radar right now being down. Yep, no tornado warnings right now. Definitely still some broad, very broad rotation with these storms. Just looking at the lightning map. Looks like the bulk of the lightning will be in Vermont. We're not getting too much lightning towards Massachusetts and Albany, New York. But towards Texas and Oklahoma, we have plenty of lightning. And by plenty, I mean frequent lightning likely. In this whole area, we're getting about 252 strikes per minute, which is a lot. Right now, my main focus is northeast. Hail is occurring with these storms, mainly small hail, up to penny size. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait a little bit to see if anything happens. I might live stream until 7, probably, maybe. But I do think the Storm Prediction Center will, in their next update, will decrease the tornado risk for the Northeast to 2% because they are in an unfavorable environment for tornadoes. However, brief weak tornadoes are still possible. Tomorrow, tornadoes may be possible into Dixie Valley. Or not tomorrow, Sunday, I mean. So we will have to watch for that. I believe that area is not in an outlook right now. but some models do show potential between day 3 and day 4 for severe weather for the Dixie Valley, so that will be something to watch. This severe thunderstorm warning just updated. 70-mile-an-hour winds, penny-sized hail. Right now it looks like damaging winds is a pretty big threat, with 70-mile-an-hour winds running throughout all the severe thunderstorm warnings. Right now, these very turtle-slow thunderstorms in Oklahoma are still producing large hail, up to the size of baseballs. They're moving awful slow. 10 miles an hour. Yeah, how would you like to be hailed on for like half an hour while the storms slowly crawl over you? Severe thunderstorm warnings still in the Northeast. I don't think Boston will have a huge tornado threat. Right now they're in a 5% chance, but I'd say the greatest tornado risk for the rest of the night, I'll highlight it real quick, will be right around here. This is where I think the greatest tornado risk will be for the remainder of the night. Maybe extending a little farther south, more like this. But I highly doubt there's a massive tornado risk over here. So, which is why I think they'll downgrade to a 2% next update if storms aren't already over by then. If you're new to the stream, please subscribe, like, it means a lot. I think a tornado warning, not a tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning was extended in New York somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where. A new mesoscale discussion was issued. I'll highlight the area since I can't pull it up right now. It is, I'm going to try to trace it. Okay, right in this general region. It says severe wind threat will continue for the coming hours. A brief tornado or two remain possible. And it shows an extra box here saying greatest near-term severe wind threat, which I 100% agree with. The tornado potential is dwindling, but another weak tornado or two is not out of question. Where in New York? It's starting to end in New York, but right now it's in this area near Woodstock, Catskill, Hudson. But right now they're starting to push into Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts. Yeah, still some damaging winds ongoing. Right now I don't think another tornado will happen, but it might. as the mesoscale discussion did point out that the possibility is still there for one or two more brief tornadoes. Particularly west of Boston. Severe thunderstorm warning continues. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. But again, my main concern is the northern part here, where we could have 70 to 75-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Going back to these slow-moving storms in Texas, the storm spotter did report quarter-sized hail a couple minutes ago. With 2.5-inch hail, which I believe is close to baseball size, if not baseball size. Yeah, there are multiple points in Texas and Oklahoma that are experiencing very large hail, which is currently the main threat. We do have a special marine warning south of Houston. 49-knot winds, which are about 60 miles an hour, I believe. So we'll just continue watching the Northeast and check back in Texas every once in a while. I'll be paying attention to the National Weather Service, seeing if they issue any more warnings. Yeah, definitely still looks like there's a lot of damaging winds. 60 to 70 miles an hour widespread. Severe thunderstorm warning was just issued in Colorado City, Texas, which I think is right here. Yep. For 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. It looks like the damaging winds is mainly in the southwestern portion of the warning. But take cover, it is still producing hail and very damaging winds. And that severe thunderstorm warning in Vermont still ongoing, I believe. Yeah, for 38 more minutes. Some storms around the areas are rotating a little bit, but rotation is very broad. At this time. Right now I'd say right now I'll say that northwestern Connecticut probably has the highest potential for another brief tornado or two right around this region. believe some rotation is showing up a little bit somewhere. Yeah, Nassau, New York. There is some rotation with those storms. So I wouldn't be surprised if that does get tornado warned, but not at this current time. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. I think we might see one more tornado warning tonight for the Northeast. But I could be wrong. There might be none, there might be two. But tornado potential is starting to dwindle. I don't know how long I've been live streaming for. I think about like an hour, 30 minutes. I think I've been live streaming for. Tornado conditions do look like they might actually be increasing a little bit. I'll highlight it. Mainly here, Massachusetts and northern Connecticut. A new severe thunderstorm warning was issued in New York. 60-mile-an-hour winds, penny hail, possible tornado just popped up down there. There is definitely some rotation going on there, so this one we will definitely need to watch for a possible tornado in the near future. But right now, I'm getting about penny-sized hail, dime to penny-sized hail for that one. So I'm thinking we could definitely see another tornado or two tonight for the Northeast, depending on how things go. Tornado warning in Vermont, close to Massachusetts. We'll wait for it to pop up. There it is. I did see the rotation earlier, right here. It is kind of a small tornado warning. Radar indicated smaller than penny-sized hail. Take cover if you live in the path of that storm. Definitely could be producing a tornado right now. Right around there. So get in your basements if you live in that tornado warned area. There is now a severe thunderstorm warning for Pennsylvania. Somewhere over here. We'll have to check that out once that loads. 60-mile-an-hour winds, penny-sized hail with a tornado possible. Yeah, small hail, but damaging winds looks to be the main threat, with some very broad rotation. But right now I'm most concerned about this tornado warning here. I believe it is headed towards Brattleboro, but it might pass just north of that. Rotation is definitely strengthening a little bit down here. We'll definitely have to watch that. Down in southern New York, Kinston, Rosendale Village, High Falls. So we'll have to watch that for a possible tornado later. But right now I'm going to watch this one. I don't think they'll extend this tornado warning. Severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Massachusetts. That just got issued. 60-mile-an-hour winds, penny-sized hail right there. Yeah, we'll definitely need to watch the one down here as well. These storms definitely do look a little dangerous, especially regarding damaging winds. So right now, my main 2 points I'm watching are here in southern New York and here in Vermont with this tornado warning. And if you're watching and you haven't already subscribed, please do so and like the video and share this. Looking back at Pennsylvania with this little line of storms, looks like damaging winds is the main threat for this one. A severe thunderstorm warning was issued for west central New Hampshire. We'll wait for that to pop up. Yep, there's a severe thunderstorm warning. 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. Texas, more severe thunderstorm warnings are being issued for large hail. But right now I'm going to watch the Northeast unless something happens in Texas or Oklahoma. Yeah, that's sad that someone disliked the stream. I think it is a troll. I think I do have one person who I know probably did it, but I'm not going to name them. But disliking my videos is just giving me, it's more collaboration. YouTube likes it. And all it is promoting my video. So if you really don't want my video getting attention, you're better to not dislike it, because YouTube likes it when people like the video and dislike it. Our rotation is definitely improving down in southern New York. And by improving, I mean strengthening. So we'll have to watch that one. A severe thunderstorm warning got extended into Springfield, Massachusetts. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Anyone new to the stream, please make sure to subscribe, like the video. It means a lot, and share this if you can. Right now we're going to be focusing on the Northeast, as there is a tornado warning storm and some rotation in southern New York. I don't think they'll extend this tornado warning. I believe they'll let it expire, but I don't have too great of a view on it right now. So yeah, my next main concern will be this one in southern New York for a possible tornado. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. Because this storm down here is entering a more favorable environment for tornadoes when it gets closer to Connecticut. Does anyone know how long I've been live streaming for? As I completely lost track. And I can't see how long I've been live streaming for. Still some rotation, southern New York. We'll check back on Pennsylvania. Looks like damaging winds as a main threat there. Yeah, I don't have a good view on the tornado warning storm, which I believe may get canceled. Yes, there's a severe thunderstorm warning in Pennsylvania with 60-mile-an-hour winds, I believe. Yeah, with a tornado possible. And I am getting some dime-sized hail in the southern portion of that warning. New tornado warning in New York. I just got that. And it is where I suspected it. It's down here, I believe. We'll have to wait for that to load in. 50,000 people are affected by it. Come on, update. Take shelter if you live in any tornado warnings. This one, just one tornado warning. Warned. Yep, there it is. Radar indicated. The tornado is right here. Hold on, let me circle this just so I can see. Ooh. It could be picking up debris, but I kind of doubt it, mainly because there's not any strong rotation. And that could easily be hail too. So we're going to watch this one too. I believe they're going to let this one expire or just cancel it. Even though there is still some broad rotation, but I do not think it's enough for a tornado warning. Our rotation definitely strengthened a little more down here. If you live in Stone Ridge or High Falls, be warned, a tornado may be headed your direction right now. And it actually, unfortunately, might be picking up debris. Might. That's the key word, might. Yeah, definitely possible that it could be picking up debris. So, take cover. Meanwhile, 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts continue for spreading as far north as New Hampshire, going all the way down to New York and Connecticut. So very widespread damaging winds. But my main concern right now is this tornado warning. Yeah, reflectivity hasn't updated in about 3 minutes. I'm gonna wait for it to update again before I check to see if it's inflow or TDS. It does look like it matches up a little bit. I don't have dual panel on here, so it's kind of hard to tell. So I'll wait for the next radar update. And any new people watching the stream, subscribe, like, share this with friends and family. That would be appreciated. Should be updating within the next minute or two. I do think they'll let this tornado warning expire up there. But right now, we want to be watching this. Just going to circle this small region here. Okay, well, that just updated. Can I get the other stuff to update too? Velocity, hello? Okay, well, right now, it looks like it may have just moved over Stone Ridge and High Falls. So, definitely something to watch out for. I want the velocity to update. Okay, there we go. Still some rotation here, headed right towards High Falls. So if you live in High Falls or Stone Ridge, take cover. And Rosendale Village, Tilson, Rifton. A tornado may be headed your way. And it may be picking up debris. It may. So this might be picking up some debris. Might. So take cover if you live in the path of this tornado-warned storm as it moves east into Rosendale Village and Tilson. I'm hoping they update the tornado warning soon. Meanwhile, Texas and Oklahoma is getting completely hailed on. This tornado is definitely going into an environment that's more favorable. So we'll have to see next update. Yeah, I want this to update soon so I can see the reflectivity and velocity. Right now, I believe this tornado may be over Tilson right now, as it's been about 5 minutes since this scan, and it's moving about 50 miles an hour. So take cover. Okay, it just updated 1 minute ago. Right over High Falls, maybe shifting a little southeastward. But looking at reflectivity, yeah. CC didn't update yet. But right now we may still have a tornado on the ground in the High Falls headed in the direction of Tilson. Okay, there we go. I want to circle it. Right around here. Yeah, again, we may have debris on the ground. Could be inflow. Take this seriously as a tornado may be on the ground right now. Severe thunderstorm warning in northern Massachusetts with tornado possible. But right now, I'm going to focus in on this. And we'll check back on Pennsylvania real quick. Yeah, it looks like damaging winds right now. We'll see what this tornado does. Back in Texas and Oklahoma, there are damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour, as well as very large hail up to the size of limes and baseballs, specifically over here. Ooh, this doesn't look good. Is the velocity going to update? So far, we have updated reflectivity from 633. This is what it looks like right now. Just gonna see if these update. Yeah, Tilson may be getting hit with a tornado right now. Oh, let's see if they update it now. Yep. Rotation definitely tight over here. South at Tilson. Yeah, at least according to this, it doesn't look like it matches up. Yeah, so there may be a tornado on the ground. Take cover. I'll probably live stream for another 30 minutes, maybe. I'm waiting to see if they're going to extend or update the tornado warning. The tornado watch was just expanded to include all northern counties in Connecticut right here, and this county over here in Massachusetts right here. Essex County. Hartford, Tolland, Windham counties in Connecticut, and Essex County in Massachusetts. Possible tornado is still on the ground. so we'll have to watch this. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like the stream, share this with friends and family. Tornado warning does continue, according to this post. We should see an update shortly. It remains radar indicated with penny-sized hail possible. There it is. Possible tornado in New York right now, where the tornado warning is. Rotation is definitely weakening a little bit, but a tornado may still be on the ground. Tornadoes are possible in Massachusetts, as they did extend the tornado watch to the far northeastern county and all northern Connecticut counties. Yeah, definitely a possible tornado on the ground right now in southern New York. If it keeps up, we may see this expanded towards Connecticut. Not the greatest time for the Boston radar to go down. But right now, there are still widespread damaging wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles an hour spreading from Vermont, New Hampshire, all the way down to New York. Meanwhile, slow storms continuing in Texas and Oklahoma, producing very large hail. Yeah, this looks like a very small, brief tornado that just touched down. A severe thunderstorm warning was just issued down here, I think. Tornado possible, 60-mile-an-hour winds, penny-sized hail. I'm waiting for velocity to update. Reflectivity updated. Definitely possible tornado. Doesn't look like there's any debris. Maybe. I just need the velocity to update. Oh, there could be debris. I just need velocity to update. Okay, base reflectivity is updated. Looks like it might be right here, but I'm waiting for the super res one. And there may be debris, as I said previously. So take cover if you live in or ahead of this dangerous storm. Damaging winds in excess of potentially 75 to 80 miles an hour now going into Massachusetts. Okay, yeah, definitely a possible tornado on the ground here. Definitely a possible tornado. I do think they'll extend the warning. And if they don't extend the warning, that will be very questionable. There's going to be a lot of wind damage across this whole system. Because the last hour or two we've had widespread 60 to 70 miles an hour wind gusts. So we'll definitely have to be watching this tornado warned storm. Severe storms still continuing in Texas and Oklahoma, but my main focus will be the Northeast, with an extension of the severe thunderstorm warning in New Hampshire going into Maine, with damaging winds up to 60 to potentially 70 miles an hour. If you're new to the stream, please subscribe and like and share this. I'll probably stream for another 25 minutes to 30 minutes. And I'll probably have a regular video uploaded tomorrow of potential severe weather or about the tropical system. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet. Unfortunately, since the Massachusetts radar is down, K-box, we aren't going to be able to see the strength of the storms around Boston. So we're going to have to rely on severe thunderstorm warnings. Rotation looks like it's weakening a little bit, but still is a little tight. The tornado warning was not extended. At least not from what I can see right now. Yep, tornado warning was just canceled. We got reports from Northfield, Massachusetts. Right over here, Northfield. Route 10 near the New Hampshire state line. Tree and wires down, maple tree down. So we have confirmed tree damage. Widespread tree damage, probably extending all the way into New York. But right now, no more tornado warnings remain in effect. But rotation is still definitely there for some of the storms. Well, we just got a new tornado warning in New Hampshire. Just north of the Massachusetts borderline. Radar indicated 30,478 people. We'll see that shortly. I believe it's for this right here. Definitely some rotation right there. Yep, there it is. Take cover, again, if you live in this tornado-warned storm. I doubt this will last long. It will be brief and weak, from what I can tell. And can't really tell too much if there is debris. I'll try circling it. Yeah, the problem is the CC is 3 minutes ahead of the velocity. But take cover, possible tornado. These storms are very dangerous, especially damaging winds, and as they move out of the radar, they will become even more dangerous because we won't know what exactly is happening. We do have numerous, if not dozens, of reports of trees and power lines down from this whole storm. And a new mesoscale discussion was just issued for this region right here. Sporadic damaging winds are possible, watch not likely. But my main focus will be this tornado warning. Yeah, it's definitely breaking up because we're getting farther away from the radar. But still, take cover if you live in Jaffrey. Tornado may make a direct hit for you. So we will continue to watch this. These are very dangerous storms. I'm even seeing some rotation here, which has me very concerned actually. For South Deerfield, damaging winds up to 70, 75, potentially even 80 miles an hour. Tornado warning was severe thunderstorm warning was extended in Pennsylvania for damaging winds and a possible tornado. If you are new to the stream, please subscribe, like. I know I said that like 50 times. Yeah, this tornado probably on the ground, or at least was on the ground. Very brief. Thanks, Eric. We're getting even more reports of trees and power lines down throughout much of New York and portions of Massachusetts. So these storms are very damaging. If you live in South Deerfield, I'd ask that you treat this severe thunderstorm warning as a tornado warning. Even though there is no tornado warning issued right now, there is definitely some rotation rotation tight enough, I think a tornado may definitely be possible in the near future. And it's definitely tightened up in the last few minutes. So take cover if you live in South Deerfield or in the path of that storm, right around here. That would probably be my second most concern. Rotation's still broad here. Tornado may still be possible. But now my attention is turned towards South Deerfield area. Tornado warning does continue. They narrowed it down. Still radar indicated and penny sized. Looking at reflectivity, definitely a nasty looking line of storms. With some small hail. Not expecting too much of a hail threat at this point. Maybe some isolated penny to potentially quarter-sized hail. Otherwise, it's mainly isolated tornadoes and damaging winds. I might end the stream soon, like within 15 minutes. I'll let you know like 5 minutes before I end it. Probably will keep going for another 15 plus minutes though. Main difficulty from these storms moving forward is without K-Box, which is Massachusetts radar, we won't be able to see any high quality radar images past this point, really. And everything remains more and more uncertain as storms move farther away from the radar site in New York. So it'll be up to the National Weather Service to determine if they should issue severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings from that point. Yes, Deerfield is definitely looking nasty. Rotation is definitely weakened slightly, but still something to watch out for right there. Very damaging winds. Looks like we might be even getting widespread 70-mile-an-hour damaging winds. Briefly going back to Texas, severe thunderstorm warnings are all over the place, mainly for damaging winds and very large hail. So these will definitely be something to watch for if you live in Texas or Oklahoma. Very widespread hail. Horrible timing for the tornado warning. Not the tornado warning. Bad timing for the radar site to go down. Going back to reflectivity, just waiting for more potential warnings to be issued. As I said in the beginning, just in case you guys didn't know, or just joined, I'll be live streaming major severe weather events. I'm not going to be live streaming marginal risks unless I do think it's a good idea to, if it looks bad. I'll probably only live stream during major events. Okay, still very damaging winds. Just in case any of you guys were wondering, I do think this enhanced risk verified for the Northeast, especially the damaging wind one. Because as you see here, there was an enhanced risk, there is an enhanced risk. And hail, I don't think the hail really verified too well for the Northeast. But the wind probabilities definitely did. And I may even say they could have put in a significant severe in there. And the tornado probabilities, they're pretty good, but I think they should have narrowed down to 5% a little more. A new mesoscale discussion for the severe thunderstorm watch in Oklahoma, Texas. Right around here. It says severe threat likely to continue for several more hours this evening with those extremely slow moving storms over there. I'll say this again, if you didn't subscribe already, please subscribe. It means a lot, and you don't get to miss any weather content, especially if you like weather. I try to upload one today, but sometimes that isn't possible, or there's literally nothing going on that I can make a video about. I usually post winter, severe, sometimes tropics. I usually try to post on tropics if it affects the United States or is expected to directly hit the United States. I do think they'll cancel this tornado warning up here. And still very damaging winds. Just make sure to not be outside and try to be on the lowest floor of a building in case trees start crashing down. Texas and Oklahoma are supposed to kick off more later tonight into the overnight hours, and unfortunately I will not be streaming then. If we just quickly look at lightning for this storm, just in case any of you are interested. Lightning is getting a little more frequent, especially north of Massachusetts, along and north of the Massachusetts and New Hampshire border. Otherwise, lightning is not too common south. I say that and 2 strikes just happened. Severe thunderstorm warning continues in Massachusetts, northern Massachusetts, 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-size hail, possible tornado. I do think 60-mile-an-hour wind gust is an understatement. Velocities are showing potentially up to 70 miles per hour. I'm trying to see if there's any more updated warnings. So, just very damaging winds for the rest of the night from Massachusetts, with an isolated tornado or 2 still possible, especially west of Boston. There is a small area of rotation north of Westfield right now. Right here. Very weak, but it could produce later tonight. I'm not expecting it to right now, though. But if you live in the path of that storm, still take cover, as damaging winds are still an obvious threat. There is a possible tornado in New York, but there is no tornado warnings right now. There was a tornado warning in New York earlier, but right now tornado warnings are possible, and the threat is mainly out of New York right now. Yeah, definitely a little notch of rotation around Westfield. And severe thunderstorm warning extended towards Worcester. Tornado possible, 60 miles an hour, 1-inch hail. So that'll definitely be something to watch out for. Any remaining tornadoes are expected to be brief and weak. Nothing major, but still definitely cause damage. I would say the damaging wind threat is more important than the tornado threat, because the damaging winds are just so widespread. The damaging winds are pretty much like an EF0 tornado all over the place, with the 70 to 80 mile an hour gusts. Straight line winds can be more damaging than tornadoes in a lot of cases. Yeah, minor rotation still continuing near Westfield, right around here, ahead of the damaging winds. Severe thunderstorm warning, yep, just got it. Going into New Hampshire and towards Boston, very close to Boston, approximately 7 miles away from Boston, including Leominster and Lowell. 60 mile an hour winds, 1 inch hail, tornado possible. But damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour is definitely likely. And right now, the short-term tornado threat still exists, mainly in this corridor here. But after it gets past that, tornado threat will start crashing down very quickly. But as I said earlier, tornadoes are expected to be weak and brief. Last time I'm saying this, make sure to subscribe, like the stream. I'll do more of these when more severe weather comes around. I don't know if I'll ever do one as long as this, though. I might. But, kind of tiring. The National Hurricane Center just updated the subtropical storm did not form, but is expected to form later tonight. According to some Skywarn reports, there is multiple trees down, spreading from Springfield into Fitchburg. And another report in Wichita, if I said that right, I do not know where that is. There it is, right here. Wichita, Massachusetts, poles and wires down on various locations. So we are definitely getting some major damage reports in northern Massachusetts, and definitely plenty of damage going down to Connecticut as well. And right now, hail is not really a concern at this point. We'll stay below the size of dimes. Tornado was not confirmed, but a tornado was definitely possible in New Hampshire, Vermont, and a small area in New York right around here. It did look like it may have been picking up debris, but it is not confirmed yet. We'll have to wait for the National Weather Service to see if they can confirm it tomorrow or the next day. But right now we are getting very widespread wind damage reports from 70 to 80 mile an hour straight line winds. Dozens of trees down, power lines down, homes damaged from straight line winds. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in Colorado now. We'll wait for that to load in shortly. There it is, north of Denver. Not seeing any damaging winds, but 1.5-inch hail with that. Yep, ping pong to golf ball sized hail north of Denver. Put your cars in your garage. Hail is not good for your cars. In that area of rotation is weakening over here as it moves towards Springfield. But still be on the lookout for a possible tornado somewhere in Massachusetts and northern Connecticut. Yeah, Colorado storms are starting to fire up now, at least for the next couple hours. This might just be a pre-storm that's producing large hail. Yeah, definitely looking like a very large hailer. Yeah, seeing some pockets of red and even a pocket of yellow, which means giant hail. And here we're seeing continued damaging winds. We may be getting some quarter-sized hail north of Leominster, right up here. Yeah, for the rest of the night, storms will continue to push off to the coast into the ocean. And unfortunately, we won't be able to see any farther because K-Box is down. A very important radar. Yeah, these storms are not really producing much lightning. It's mainly rain, very heavy rain, with significantly damaging winds. I believe the bulk of the lightning is in New Hampshire. Severe thunderstorm warning was extended into Connecticut. More in Connecticut. We'll see when we get that one through. Yep, there we go. Including Hartford, Connecticut. 60 mile an hour winds, tornado possible. And I would say this is 60 mile an hour wind gusts. The majority of the damaging winds will be Springfield through New Hampshire. More severe thunderstorm warnings were extended in New Hampshire, with 60 mile an hour winds and penny-sized hail, but in reality it's actually 70 to 80 mile an hour winds that are currently producing widespread wind damage. Yeah, we're getting more and more damage reports from Massachusetts and New York. Mainly trees and power lines down. Yeah, it is not a great day for those people. Especially considering wind gusts are reaching 70, 75, potentially 80 miles an hour. It's not a great day for people in Texas either, with golf ball to baseball sized hail. I'm getting reports that there is rotation around Pittsburgh and Leominster. Very difficult to see as this radar is down, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, there isn't much I can say about it. Awful timing for that Boston radar to go down. Yeah, we're going to have to wait for the National Weather Service to see if they can confirm any tornadoes. It might be extremely difficult to confirm tornadoes, especially due to the straight line winds that are so extensive that may have even produced damage more than an F0 tornado. So it will be very difficult for them to confirm, but we'll see if any get confirmed tomorrow or the next day. Might take them a while. I do think the tornado threat is slowly decreasing at this point. Tornadoes are still possible, but I do think after past a line, east of this line, I do think the tornado threat is extremely low, but non-zero. So tornadoes are still possible after that point. I'll probably end the stream a couple minutes, maybe 10 minutes. We'll go on for a little longer. Watch the moment I end the stream that a whole bunch of tornado warnings happen. I use an app called Radar Scope. It does cost money. And there are pro subscriptions for it if I show you here. Tier 1, $9.99 a month, where you can see lightning data and longer loops with a data inspector tool. And if you pay more, you can get Tier 2 plus a whole bunch of other stuff. I just have the free version. Not the free version, the base version of the app. I think it costs $9.99. If I'm not mistaken. And it's a one-time buy too, the base app. You only have to pay annually for the subscriptions. And it is a really great app. I think it's 100% worth the price. And I even think the subscriptions are worth the price too, but I'm not going to get them at this time. Yeah, rotation is possible. It is $9.99 per year for the Tier 1, which gives you lightning data, dual pane display, longer loops, and data inspector tool. And then it's $14.99 a month or $99.99 in a year for SPC outlooks, local storm reports, 30-day archive of radar data, and shear and hail contours, and cross-platform subscription sharing. But if you just want the base app, it's $9.99, one-time purchase. Yeah, damaging winds are continuing. It does look like they're more intense north of Springfield. But as it gets farther away from the radar, it's going to be very difficult to tell, especially since K-Box is down. Well, I'm going to be ending the stream here, unfortunately. It's been nice to stream. It's been great to talk to you guys. Please make sure to subscribe, like the stream. I'll post more videos and more streams as we go.